What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on Kevin Durant and 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 his because I recently seen him on a episode of The Pivot, right? And he was speaking about like the basketball, like in an art form, as far as, and then he was speaking about also as far as like how fans see the game and how fans appreciate the game. He not sure if fans appreciate the game the same way he did, because what was the guy named Ryan? I forgot what his name is, but the host of the Pivot asked him about going to leaving from OKC, Oklahoma, and going to play with Golden State Warriors, right? And he said, like, people don't get that when he played with the Golden State Warriors, it was like the perfect team. You had everybody on the team just doing, just playing the game the way it should be played, like the movement, on the court, then playing the game in a way that, like everybody understood their role and stuff like that, right? And so we fans get it. I think we get it, and I understood what Kevin Durant was trying to say. But I think Kevin Durant, to a certain extent, is frustrated with basketball because he and you can tell by the way he talk about basketball, like he loves basketball. He's a basketball purist, and he says that he wants all he just want to do is hoop. You know what I mean? That's all he want to do. But in real life, though, basketball comes with a lot of different, like it can be political. Like in my opinion, I think that Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James, but Kevin Durant was not selected to be like the face of the league. It was LeBron James, and so and I even think that Kevin Durant knows that he's better than LeBron James because if you watch, and I watched Kevin Durant even since ever since he was at college. He played at when he played at Texas. I mean, he could score on anybody, on the court. Put a big guy on him, he gonna go around him. Put a smaller guy on him, he gonna shoot over him. He can handle the ball. I think that Kevin Durant just had all the tools, and you could tell like his first coming out of college, he loved basketball. But then when you get into the NBA, and this happened to a lot of guys who turn professional, you find out that is your success is not just based on like your talent. It's political. And that right there, I think, really hurt somebody. It will hurt Kevin Durant's feelings because there was times in the NBA where people was talking about like Kevin Durant was the best, the best player in the league. And Kevin Durant probably felt that way, but the league, like I said, had already chosen LeBron to be that guy, and that hurts your feelings. And then just imagine he's playing on a team, and OKC. He's got Westbrook on his team, and he got James Harden on his team. Everybody in the world sees that he is the best player on that team, but he still didn't get, like he didn't get the respect due on that team. So, like when he didn't get the respect due to him, then he was like, man, what's the use? I might as well just go and play somewhere else. I'm going to play with some guys who want to play the game, who I know play the game the way I like to play the game. And so I think that played a big part in him leaving and going, to OKC. I mean, going to Golden State. I think he would have stayed, you know, if he had the type of coach that would have put Russell Westbrook, like, look, this is your role. Either you feed the big guy, you feature the big guy, or you got to move on. I think Kevin Durant probably would have stayed if a coach had took that approach to Russell Westbrook instead of putting them in a position. Okay, well, y'all have to work it out for yourselves. I mean, they did it for LeBron James when LeBron James went to Cleveland. you had people, players publicly saying, what was a guy named Miles? I forgot Miles' first name. And not only was it Don, it was Marshall and Miles, those guys was on there. And they were saying that, we not, he a rookie. We not gonna follow his lead. We have more experience and we better ball players. And what they do, they got him out of there. They got him out of there. Same thing when when Mike went to Chicago, like once they realized that Mike was that dude, either you get on board or you're gonna have to go elsewhere and play. And that's what happens. And so they didn't do that for Kevin Durant. And I think that was disheartening for Kevin Durant when he was at OKC. And he didn't get all the support from the organization that he could have. He didn't get the support from the league. Like I said, the league was all in on LeBron James. They wasn't in on him. And when you had somebody like Kevin Durant who just loved the game and want to play the game, you know, uh, of course, of course, his feelings gonna be hurt. Now, although I think that a certain amount of, I can't say mature. A certain amount of maturity would have been better. Like Kevin Durant is very sensitive, and you can see that when Kevin Durant, he comes on to, he'll go on social media and go back and forth with fans, right? When about some things that I think that maybe could be ignored or overlooked. So Kevin Durant is a very sensitive guy, but I think that Kevin Durant, and after a while, he probably once he got his two championships and with Golden State, I don't think after that, I don't think Kevin Durant really has been pushing hard for championships like that. He just want to play where he can play, or where he can get along with people. Now, I think this year is different. I think he see the opportunity to play with the Houston Rockets and do something special. You got Shangoon, you got Amon Thomas. Is it Amon or Amen Thomas? Which one? I'm not sure. But they have a really good team with Houston. And they're young, so Kevin Durant, if he can go there and help them lead them to a championship, I think this will be a good look for him, especially at the end of his career to cap off this right here. If he get another championship and if he get it with the Houston Rockets, I think this will cut out some of the criticism of what he did when he went to Golden State. Right. I thought this would be a good look. If he can win a championship, with these young guys, I think it's a good look. And I wouldn't be surprised though, even though OKC look good. Only reason why I think OKC may not repeat is because they are a young team. They still got the talent, you know, um, and in most people's opinion, they are the favorites. But I think that OKC is a young team, and it's hard, for a young team to be focused like that. Now I can see if they had a made it a few times and then got knocked out and went back and got a step closer, and now they building up all of this experience and this determination, and then they'd have been able to handle their success a lot. To me, it seemed like they'd have been able to repeat, but they're young, so I don't even think that. We'll see if they're going to be prepared for getting everybody's A game this season because they have a bullseye on their back this year because they won the championship. So that means that they're going to have to raise their level of play. So we'll see if they're able to do that. And if they do that, then that'll be good. But I think even though people say that the West is tight this year, I still think that the Rockets can probably come out of the West. I don't see nobody in the West that like Kevin Durant can't get past. And like I said, I like that his teammates, man. He's surrounded with a nice, strong, they got a nice strong trio over there, so they can make some noise. And hopefully their point guard will be back. I'm not sure if he'll be back sometime this season, but hopefully he'll come back because he's an experienced guy. Van Vliet. right? But yeah, man, I just think that Kevin Durant was kind of disheartened by how the NBA, didn't probably didn't push him, or not just push him, but support him as being the face of the league when he was that dude. I just think that he was the best player after Kobe. Once Kobe left the league, I thought that Kevin Durant was the best player in the league before Steph and before LeBron. I thought that Kevin Durant was the best. But that's my take on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.